Fellas, credit cards and debt might be the reason you're not where you want to be. Because debt doesn't just take your money, it takes your freedom. Let me ask you something. How many decisions in your life are being controlled by your debt? Can you leave a job you hate? Can you start that business you've been talking about? Can you handle an emergency without stress? Can you take care of your family without feeling like you're constantly behind? For a lot of men, the answer is no. Here's the thing. It's not always because they don't work hard. A lot of men are working harder than ever. The problem is their money is already committed before they even receive it. The bank gets paid. The credit card company gets paid. The car lender gets paid. The financing companies get paid. Then whatever is left, you get to use. That's backwards. Fellas, that doesn't just hurt your bank account. It limits your choices. Because a man with financial obligations he can't handle doesn't have freedom. He has pressure. Think about it. When you have no financial breathing room, you stay at jobs you hate because you can't afford to leave. You avoid opportunities because you can't take a risk. You hesitate to make moves because one unexpected expense can throw everything off. Debt keeps you playing defense. And when you're always defending, you're not building, you're not growing, you're just trying to survive. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of men think their problem is that they don't make enough money. Sometimes that's true, but many men aren't losing because they earn too little. They're losing because they spend tomorrow's money today. We've been sold the idea that looking successful is the same as being successful. The expensive car, the designer clothes, the newest phone, the lifestyle that looks good from the outside. But here's a question. Does your lifestyle actually belong to you? Or does it belong to the companies collecting your payments? Because if every month you have to give your paycheck away before you build anything, that's not freedom. That's financial pressure dressed up as success. So what's the solution? It's simple, but it's not easy. First, stop borrowing money to impress people who aren't paying your bills. The people you're trying to impress are not responsible for your financial future. You are. Don't build an image your bank account can't support. A paid-off older vehicle beats a luxury vehicle keeping you trapped. Having money saved beats looking wealthy. Being financially stable beats looking successful. Second, you need a plan to get out of debt. And this is where many men get stuck. They look at their entire debt picture and get overwhelmed. They see big numbers, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, and they think, how am I ever going to get out of this? So they do nothing. That's the trap. You don't win by staring at an entire mountain. You win by taking the first step. Start with your smallest debt. Pay that one off first. Why? Because wins create momentum. When you eliminate that first credit card, that first loan, that first payment, something changes. You prove to yourself, I control my money. Then you take that money you were paying and roll it into the next debt. Your progress speeds up. Your confidence grows. Your discipline grows. And this isn't just about money. It's about becoming a man who keeps promises to himself. Because every debt you eliminate gives you back a piece of your freedom. Third, increase your income, but don't immediately increase your lifestyle. This is where many men make mistakes. They get a raise, then they get a bigger payment, they make more money, then they find more things to spend it on. The goal isn't to earn more just so you can owe more. The goal is freedom. Use extra income to buy back your future. And once you get out of debt, stay out of debt. Because escaping debt just to jump back into it makes no sense. A lot of people work hard, sacrifice, finally become debt-free. Then they celebrate by creating another payment. A new car, new credit cards, new loans, same cycle. Fellas, learn to pay cash. If you can't afford it with the money you currently have, ask yourself if you really need it right now. Cash gives you power. Cash gives you options. Cash keeps you in control. When you pay cash, you own the item. When everything is financed, those payments own a piece of your future. The goal isn't just to become debt-free. The goal is to become financially free. Because every time you choose cash over debt, you're choosing independence over obligation. Now imagine waking up, no credit card payments, no personal loans, no financial anxiety, no feeling trapped. Suddenly, you can invest, you can save, you can help your family, you can make decisions based on opportunity instead of desperation. That's a real confidence. Not pretending, not showing off, not trying to convince people you've made it. Real confidence comes from knowing my money belongs to me. Fellas, money isn't the goal. Freedom is. And freedom starts when you stop letting debt control your future. Don't spend the next 10 years paying for the last 10 minutes of impulse. Build a life where your money works for you. Not a life where you work just to pay everyone else. Because once you own your money, you start owning your life. And that's when everything changes. Remember, debt doesn't just take your money, it takes your freedom. This is an outlet for men. Real talk for real men.